Well, dear students, myself Sarshad Hussain. Let us discuss the first topic of your first unit in semester second, that is integument. We shall study the structure of integument and function of integument. Let us understand what is integument. Integument is a Latin word integumentum, which means covering, because it is the covering of the body of the animals. So it is called, and it is commonly called skin or cutis also. Cutis is again a Latin word, again that means skin. So it is the surface covering of the body of the vertebrates, and this skin or cutis or integument is easily separable from underlying muscle layer of the body wall. So it means you can separate it easily from the body. That you might have observed when the animals are slaughtered and the skin is taken out. So because of its nature of easily separation from the underlying muscle layer, it is possible. And the study of the skin or the integument of the cutis is called dermatology. Skin is the largest organ of the body, though its thickness varies from one part to other. Like you can see, the thickness of the skin at the sole part of your foot or the palm of your hand is much as compared to rest part of the body. So thickness of the skin varies in different parts of the body. As far as the structure is concerned, skin is primarily consist of two major parts: the lower dermis and the upper epidermis. Both dermis and epidermis, they are fitted together with the help of ridges and depressions. You can see ridge, depression, ridge, depression. Let us first of all study the epidermis. So epidermis develops from ectoderm, germinal layer of the embryo, and as you can see, it is outermost, and as compared to the dermis, it is thin also. It is non-vascular, which means no blood supply is present in it. The cells present in it are arranged layer above the layer. So one layer of cell, then another layer of cell. Such type of arrangement is called as stratified. So you always remember that the epitheliums are the cells which are the outermost, which are present at the outermost covering of every and each organ of the body. So here also they are the epithelial cells, and they are arranged in a stratified manner, that is one layer above the another layer. This epidermis is again having the three regions. The lower one, stratum germinatum, then you have the stratum granulosum, then you have the the stratum germinatum, then you have the stratum lucidum, and then the third layer are the stratum corneum. These granulosum layer cells are arranged again. These are the cells that are in between the stratum germinatum and the stratum lucidum. They are converting themselves from this to this, hence they are not included as a separate layer. Now let us discuss the first one, that is the stratum germinatum, also called as stratum basale or Malpighian layer. So it is the innermost layer of the epidermis, and the cells present in it are column shape. Column shape means having more height than the width of the cells, and these cells, they are lying or they are present on the basal membrane or the basement membrane of the epidermis. This basement membrane, shown over here by a dark line, is again derived from the epidermis. The cells of this layer, that is the stratum germinatum, divides and produces new layers of the cells. Hence the name is germinatum. Germinatum means they germinate the cells which are present above this layer. So they gives rise to all the layers of the cells that are present above it. Then the newly formed cells pass outward. So that means once they are derived from these cells, once they have originated from the, then they pass outward. ये बाहर की तरफ मूव करते हैं and they start flattening. So earlier they were column shape, but now they are having more width. तो flattening start करते हैं, अपनी shape में change करते हैं. Like you can see in the second layer, when they reach over here, they are flat cells having more width, less height, whereas originally they were having the column shape. This layer of the cell also has the pigment cells present in it, and the pigment, you know, the cells which bears the pigment are called the melanocytes, and the color of the skin depends upon the presence of quantity of the pigment cells in this layer. So the pigment which is produced by these melanocytes is the melanin pigment, you all must remember. Those peoples who will not develop these melanocyte cells in them, they will not produce any color of the skin, and these peoples are called the albinos, because Latin albus means white, so albinos is derived from the albus word, and the condition is called as albinism. That means when there is no color of the skin shown by the individual due to lack of the pigment cells or the melanocytes in this first layer of the cell, the stratum germinatum. Then you are having the transitional region or the stratum lucidum. This is the transitional zone also. This is the region where flattening of cells takes place, cells get themselves fully flattened, and this is the region in which cytoplasm of the cell is slowly replaced by hard, insoluble, fibrous, sulfur-containing protein, the keratin or the HOR. So, because the skin is having the keratin protein present at the outermost layer, so here the process has started that the cytoplasm of the cell is replacing is going to be replaced by this hard material keratin, which is having a fiber like structure, and once the fully cytoplasm will be replaced, it will give like the appearance as you can see in the stratum corneum. So here it is the transitional zone, because the cells are changing their shape from column to this one flattened cells, and then their cytoplasm is transitioning from previous clear cytoplasm to a cytoplasm having the fibers present in it, the protein present in it called the keratin or the HOR. Because this protein is a little bit tough and it is the material used to build the horn in the animals, so it is also called the horn protein. Then you are having the third layer, stratum corneum. It is the outermost layer, you can see, of the epidermis, and it is composed of keratinized cells. So you can understand what is keratinized cells, in which the cytoplasm is completely replaced by the keratin, and even they lose the nuclei. The nuclei, you can see, every cell is having a nucleus present in it, but once they have fully keratinized, nucleus is also lost. Because these cells are almost dead cells, the cytoplasm is filled by the keratin protein, they are non-functional, and the outermost layer of the skin is always a dead layer. And this layer, the outermost layer, is often cast off from your body in the form of scruff or dandruff. You might have observed in your head portion particularly, and in rest part of the body also. This is this portion is replaced, या यूँ समझ सकते हो आप कि ये पोर्शन जो है वो चूँकि outermost है, तो it is often come in contact with the outermost things, so इसमें डैमेज होती रहती है, तो तभी ये डेड है, ताकि अंदर किसी भी टाइप की इंजरी जो है वो अंदर की तरफ ना पहुंचे और ये यहाँ से टीयर वियर होती रहती है और नीचे से सेल्स आते हैं तो रिप्लेस होते रहते हैं। और ड्यूरिंग लाइफ टाइम हम कम से कम 23 kg ऑफ स्किन इस तरीके से लूज़ कर जाते हैं, जो आउटर मोस्ट लेयर टीयरिंग वेयरिंग होती रहती है स्ट्रेटम कॉर्नियम की और नीचे से नहीं आती रहती है। तो 23 kg ऑफ स्किन ऑन एन एवरेज एक ह्यूमन बीइंग अपने नॉर्मल लाइफ स्पेन में लूज़ कर जाता है। तो दिस इज अबाउट द एपिडर्मिस हैविंग 3 layers. As I have already told that the thickness of the skin varies, so accordingly you can see in epidermis also the aquatic vertebrates it is very thin, and this epidermis is having mucous gland present in it, whereas it is thick in the land vertebrates, and the structure such as scales, feathers, hairs, nails, claws, horns, enamel of teeth are derived from the Malpighian layer of the epidermis. So this is how you can see that comparatively, that once you are looking at the epidermis, it is thin in the aquatic animals and thick in the animals which are present on the land, and the land animals have these structures that are derived from the epidermis, and that too from the Malpighian layer of the epidermis. The mucous gland of the epidermis secrete the mucus which keeps the their skin oily so that the water may not enter into the body of the aquatic animals directly from the skin. Then the second part is the dermis. It is the inner thick vascular region of the skin, because you can see it is much thicker than as compared to the outer epidermis. It is composed of connective tissues. The connective tissues are commonly called as areolar tissues, and it contains the, you can see here somewhere it is there, the collagen fibers are the white, as here it is written yellow fiber. There may be written or may not be written, but you may have the collagen fibers which are white in color, so called the white fibers. Then you have the yellow or the elastin fibers. You can see these are the yellow or the elastin fibers. Okay, these are the bundles of the white fibers or the collagen fibers, and in addition to them they may have some cells which are called as fibroblasts. Then you have the histocytes also. Histocytes are the macrophages cells and the mast cells. So these three types of cells along with the bundles of white and the yellow fibers are present in it. So the white fibers attach the skin to the underlying muscles, because you can see this is the last portion of the skin, this one where the bracket is closed, because the dermis, the lowermost end point of the dermis is this. Below this is the subcutaneous tissue, and below this there will be the muscle. So how the skin is attached with the muscles? It is with the help of these white fibers. The white fibers are tough enough. So because they are tough, so they limit the stretching of skin. You cannot stretch the skin up to the extent that you want. There will be a limit beyond which it will not be stretchable. Okay. Gradual stretching of the collagen fibers at the later stage of your life causes the wrinkles on the skin on the body, because later on these collagen fibers, they stretch more and the wrinkles are present on the skin of the older persons. The yellow fibers, they are again elastic in structures, in function, and they brings about recovery of the skin after stretching. So if the collagen fibers stretch the cell, and then the skin must go back into its original position, which is brought about by the elastin fibers or the yellow fibers. The fibroblast cells that are present, they secrete both yellow and white fibers, and they also secrete a matrix in which fibers cell lies. So histocytes are, as I have already told you, they are the macrophage cells present in the dermis layer. They eat up the injured cells and foreign germs entering the skin. So it is a line of defense, you can say. If any germ is trying to enter from the skin, then the histocytes are present in the dermis. they will kill and eat upon them. The mast cells are again present, which secrete the histamine after binding with antigen. Antigen is again any foreign body that is trying to enter the skin. So mast cell will secrete histamine, which will activate the immune response so that the foreign body must be destroyed. Over there, it may not be allowed to enter into the body and cause infection. The dermis also contain nerve fibers, blood vessels and lymph vessels. You can see there are the blood supply is there. The epidermis is non-vascular, but here the lymph vessels, blood vessels are present. You can see this is the blood vessel. So it is the vascular layer, you can say. And beneath the dermis, which is not a part of the skin, but we must discuss it because it is closely associated with the skin, is the subcutaneous tissue. This is very loose tissue, you can say, present over here. Because of the presence of this subcutaneous tissue, the skin remain loosely attached with the muscles and is easily separable from the underlying muscles of the body. The excess of fat is deposited in this subcutaneous tissue below the skin. So the fatty persons have the skin fatty, but it is not the skin. Basically, it is the fat is deposited just in the layer present just below the skin. So the skin is becoming fatty and looking in appearance as a fatty. Otherwise, it is not the fat is not deposited in the skin. Thanks. This is about the structure. Function we shall study tomorrow.